Heafy. In this podcast, we will be learning from Diarmuid Fitzgerald about the act of writing and what practical steps you can take to sustain your creative writing. Diarmuid is a published author. He mainly writes poetry, but he also writes novels and short stories. He has published 3 books: Thames Way, A Thousand Sparks, and The Singing Hollow. His books are available from Alba Publishing, www.albapublishing.com. You can follow Diarmuid on his own YouTube channel at Diarmuid Fitzgerald, on his website www.diarmuidfitzgerald.com, and on Instagram at dwriters, that is with an S. Welcome to the Diarmuid Show.
Thank you.
I just called it the Diarmuid Show, Diarmuid. I didn't mean for you to take over my show, but that's just how we're going with it today. We're just going to roll with it.
Let's just run with it.
So tell me, Diarmuid, is it a good idea for a writer to set up a daily or a weekly goal, in your opinion?
Yes, I think it is a good idea to set up a daily or a weekly goal. So if a writer sets up a daily goal, they can actually get writing done. So it could be like 500 words a day, 200 words a day, even as little as 100 words a day if they need to. So the main thing about setting up a goal is to like draw you in and get you into the act of writing.
Okay.
And as you do it, you find whether you can actually achieve that goal or not. So the idea is get into the process of it. And if you're in the process of actually writing, you might find, say for example, you can't do 500 words, it's too much.
Okay.
Then you can drop it down to say like 100, 200. And there might be other days where you get 1,000 words done.
Yeah.
And you see what works for you. That's the main thing with that there.
Okay.
Some people, their lives may be so busy that they can't do it on a daily basis, to just have too much going on. So what I would suggest then in those circumstances is that they just do a weekly goal. So
Yeah.
if they carve out, say like an hour on a Saturday morning, and maybe they do like 1,000 words or 2,000 words, they can do that.
Okay.
The main thing is, if you try and hit your goals, you'll find yourself through daily habits and actions getting there. That's the main thing with that.
Okay, thanks so much.
Mm-hmm.
And how much time should a writer make for creative writing? What blocks can a writer face when they want to do creative writing?
I suppose the answer is how long is a piece of string, but I would say ideally, if you can, 30 minutes a day, if that's possible, because that way you're getting into the flow state and then you can actually get a substantial amount of writing. Again, you have to cut your cloth to measure. Some people can't do that.
Yeah.
So I'd start off with as little as 5 minutes a day, and that's just to begin the habit of writing. You mightn't do much within 5 minutes, but like you're on the table, you're sitting, you're handwriting, you're typing, knock off all social media, turn off the Wi-Fi function, distractions on your mobile phone, your whatever you're using, your device, and then just do writing. And it doesn't matter what you're writing. It could be the most horrendous, crappy type of writing, as long as you're actually doing the writing, and then you're just building the habit.
Okay.
And if you keep at that will work for you. I find journaling works for me.